But no, it is not true. You need energy even for yawning. And you know one thing, if this is now proven, if somebody of you yawns, immediately it will be followed by at least 3 or 4 yawns. Anybody, if you look at someone who is yawning, you will also immediately yawn. It is very contagious. Then krikala, sneezing. Some people die while sneezing. Sneezing can bring death also, because there can be, what is that called as, asphyxiation, suffocation, and then you die. So next time you sneeze, be very careful. Dhananjaya, opening and closing of heart valves need power. And when that power goes away, what do you need? When this pumping power goes away, you need a pacemaker. And when the power of pacemaker goes away, you need a replacement. So much problem. So you see, now the whole secret of thing again is being told, of death. It is being told to Nachiketa by Yama. He says, Hantata idam pravakshyami guhyam brahma sanatanam yathacha maranam prapya atma bhavati Gautama. Hantata idam pravakshyami guhyam brahma sanatanam yathacha maranam prapya Atma bhavati Gautama. Hanta. Hanta means now, or okay, like in Bengali nowadays, and not nowadays, many people have this thing of acha, they will start like that, acha. So, like that. So one person was there, he had this problem of, telling a bad word. So he, say suppose the bad word is acha. So then he said, he always used to say, acha, tum kahan ja rahe ho acha? So, no, but that was not like this. No, he never used to. What we call in Hindi takiya kalam, and in English, in Bengali mudra dosh. So you have a mannerism. You have a mannerism. You say that. So you say acha. Okay, now that you have mentioned the word, I will say sala. So that was the word actually, sala. So somebody said, "Arey, aap aisa kyun bolte ho?" So he said, "No, maine kab sala kaha sala?" So like that, you see, you have this. So like that here, in a manner of speaking, hanta ta idam pravakshyami. Now I am telling, idam pravakshyami guhyam sanatanam. That which is everlasting, sanatanam, everlasting, guhyam, secret. Why secret? Because it cannot be known by everyone. It cannot be known by everyone. That's why it's secret, not because it is something which cannot be known or should not be known. Te pravakshyami. The te has become ta. Hanta ta idam. That ta, because it was before idam, the ekara has gone. So hanta te idam pravakshyami guhyam brahma sanatanam yathacha maranam prapya atma bhavati Gautama. And also Gautama, he belongs to that Gautama Gotra. So I will tell you also why, what happens to you after death. What happens to the self after death? That was the question to begin with. asti iti chaike and I am asti iti chaike. Some people say it remains. And so now I will tell you maranam prapya. Maranam means death. Death. Maranam prapya. Brahma. I will tell you about Brahma. Now here you see this Maranam Prapya, death and Brahma, there is a relation. What is the relation? If you have this knowledge of Brahman, then you will understand yourself, or only the self will remain after you give up this body. If you know your true nature in this very life, after you give up this body, you will have not to come to this Martya Loka. Martya Loka means any world. Martya Loka does not mean planet Earth. Martya Loka means any world where you have to die. Any world where you have to die. So you will not have to come to the cycle of, transmigratory cycle of death and birth.
There was some story of Jadavarata. Like he was known as Brahma.
I will come to that. I will come to that. So what is the question? Whether the story is true or not?
Like he was known as Brahman, but while dying he was thinking about it.
That is there. I will come to that. I will come to that. So you see, this is what. So now I will tell. What does he say? Now Yama says, I will explain. Pravakshyami. Now this is what it will come now. Yonim manye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinah sthanum manye anusanyanti yatha karma yatha shrutam. Yonim anye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinah sthanum anye anusanyanti yatha karma yatha shrutam. So what does that mean? Yonim anye prapadyante. Some people, yonim anye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinah. So see, some people are fools. Some people are fools and they remain fools. So like Swamiji says, it is good to be born in a church, but not good to be dying there. It is bad to die there. So some people begin in first standard and stay in first standard only. They stay in first standard. They believe in permanence. So they are permanently fools. So if Moodha, what is that Moodha? Bhaja Govindam, Moodhamate. Bhaja Govindam, Moodhamate. What Moodhamate? How can you call me Moodhamate? I am in the best institution, IIT. I teach people, no? So how can Moodhamate? Moodhamate. A person who cannot understand the truth, reality, is Moodha. A person who cannot differentiate the permanent from the impermanent is Moodha. A person who always wants to stick on to that Facebook relationship cycle. Mark Zuckerberg does not know that. That I have actually given a name, no? Facebook relationship cycle. FRC. So this FRC, what is that again? Single, committed, married, complicated, and again single. Janana Marana Chakra. Moodha. We are all fools. You are all fools. You may have different kind of Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi. You may have this kind of Baniya Buddhi. This kind of systematic, calculative intelligence. But not the intelligence which gives you emotional intelligence, emotional stability, or even spiritual stability. Even emotional stability you don't have. Emotional stability you don't have. Just before coming here we were discussing. You see, mind is matter, right? Body is matter. So, body will catch a cold. Why do we say body will catch a cold? Which body wants to catch a cold? But that is what we say. I caught a cold. As though it was going somewhere and we caught it. So you catch a cold. But that is the nature of the body. You fall ill. That is the nature of the body. Why make big fuss of it? For example, we eat food and we know that it will go away. We are full of filth. Body is full of filth. Do we think that we are impure? No. Because that is the nature of the body. Similarly, at a different level, mind will be happy at one moment and sad at another moment. We should accept that. Why accept? Because that is the nature of mind. Do I cry when my mobile network goes away? Some people actually cry. But you should not. You should not. Mobile networks are known to go away like that. If telephone is dead, BSNL is known to be like that. Sorry. But generally it is like that. Or any other. No, Tata also may not work. So, these things, suppose a glass breaks. So, glass will not get, malaria, or it will not go into coma, and you don't have ventilator for a glass top of a table. So, it will break and that is how it will perish. So, we know, because this is matter, it is the behavior, it is the characteristic property of that matter. So similarly, if we can understand that the mind is now happy because it is happy, somebody praised, it is happy, and somebody scolds the mind or scolds you, then the mind gets sad. But what do? We identify ourselves. We get caught up, we get worked up with that. So somebody scolds and you feel dull, okay, so what? That is only the mind. You are the Atman. No, we don't think that. What do we say? Oh, he has scolded me. Then what do? He made you unhappy, I will also make him unhappy. No, this is going on and on. No, it will never end. If with this context, if this understanding is behind our practice of tiksha, sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam. What is it? What did Sri Ramakrishna say? Sha, sha, sha. So there is a pun actually. There are 3 letters in Bengali, all pronounced in the same way. Sha, sha, sha. Is it not? So, forbear. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. All kinds of sufferings you will get. Forbear. Why? Because these sufferings are coming to you. Why? Because somebody else did something. No, because of your own actions. Because of your own actions. You may not be able to relate it to the cause, but it is because you did something. Either in this birth or in the previous birth, we don't remember. So, if you don't add on further effects, then just keep quiet and this action will be exhausted. This karma will be exhausted. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. And what should be the idea? That yes, that suffering which I am getting is, I am getting it only at the body and the mind level. And that is material. So why should I cry so much if a mobile phone is not working? Many people may cry, particularly if the mobile phone is costing 40,000 rupees. First of all, why did you purchase such a phone in the first place? But anyway, because as far as I know, most of the people who have these 40,000 rupees phones don't know 10% of the functionalities of the phone. It's only to show off. I found that even much lower models have almost all the functionalities of those phones, which you will use. So anyway, why do you go for such a extravagant thing? Then you suffer. But still, this is at a material level, you should know. Now, fools don't know this. And when fools don't know this, what happens? They again come, again and again. Yonim anye prapadyante. Anye means fools. Those who have not realized, those who have not understood what I, Lord of Death, Yama has been telling you, those who have not understood this will have to come again and start from A for apple, once again. After the break, we had this serial, no? Junoon, break ke baad. So this Junoon. Junoon also means passion. So Junoon, this passion and desire will start again after a small break. So Yoni manye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinaha. Once dehinaha, the indwelling self of the person who stays in the body, once sharirattvaya gives up the body, again yonim anye prapadyante, will have to take another birth. And it can become worse. It can become worse. How can it become worse? Sthanum anye anusanyanti. Some people become living beings, some other people become stationary beings. What? You become a tree. Just imagine, from IIT professor to a tree. Think. Think. Do some deep contemplation and thinking. Do you really need this? So, you will suddenly become a tree and nobody will even know what. Suddenly somebody will come, and because your sanskara, maybe you may be here in Kharagpur only, and somebody will put that board, this eucalyptus or something, and some scientific name, and they will paint on you. Horrible existence. So tree. That can be still okay, but you know what dogs do when they go near trees. So please be careful. Don't become a tree. It's a horrible existence. Sthanum manye anusayanti. So some people who are so bad, they become trees also. Yatha karma yatha shrutam. And it has got nothing to be blamed, nobody to be blamed, because why? Yatha karma. As you do, yatha shrutam, and as per your knowledge. As per your knowledge. You see, this is very important. It was, again, before coming here, we were discussing something. We have to understand one thing. You see, technically, you don't have births once you have knowledge of Brahman. But in the practical level, there is a small difference between actual realization and intellectual conviction. This has been seen. To be intellectually convinced that yes, this world is not true. To be intellectually convinced that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the pancha kosha. That you can do. It is easy. Easy means comparatively easy to attain that intellectual conviction. But to attain that ultimate realization, it may take time. But you should do this intellectual conviction. Even if somebody calls you from deep sleep and asks you, tell me whether body is your true dimension of your personality, whether you are the body and the mind, you should be able to say, no, I am the Atman. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. That should be very strongly. That is the use of studying the scriptures. Your mind should be always at a very higher plane. Why? That is why in the Upanishad it is told yatha karma, but it did not stop with karma. Yatha shrutam. Also it depends on the knowledge. It depends on the knowledge you have. Your conviction. What do you actually think? What do you actually think? Manisha. Your conviction. If you think that this world is unreal, anityam asukam lokam, if you really think that, then you will be able to attain the Lord or the final reality. So that you have to understand. And here you see there are so many other things will come up immediately. Yoni manye prapadyante. Now there are so many questions, as our Devashish ji was pointing out. In Gita, in the 8th chapter, 6th shloka, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitah. Yam yam vapi, not that yam yam, eating yam yam, not that. It's different. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitah. Yam yam, whatever you think, smaran, think, bhavam tyajant, whatever bhavam, mood you think of, tyajatyante kalevaram, ante, in the end of the life, when you tyajati, when you give up your kalevaram, body, sheath, tam tame eva iti kaunteya. O Kunti putra, son of Kunti, Arjuna, tam tame eva iti, you attain to that only. Sada tadbhava bhavitah. And that is why always think of tat, means the ultimate reality. Because if you are not going to think, what happens? That's right, I told you, the prana goes away from the lower exit points, because most of the people are thinking about only food. Most of us are at the animal plane. We are thinking of roti, kapda or makan, RKM factor. Roti, kapda and makan. See, ahara, nidra, maithuna. This is what you are thinking: eating, sleeping and procreating. So you are worse than pigs actually, because pigs don't have this hardware. You have got this hardware and you are doing this. So suppose somebody is using the computer to do 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It's an insult to the computer and also insult to the person also. This is such a fool. You don't need that. You can use your brain to do that. So always think. How do you get that? Now why does Gita say that at the end? Why does it say at the end? At the end, why? Because unless you think all through your life, you cannot suddenly do it in the end. You cannot do it in one day. Unless you practice it all your life. No? Sri Ramakrishna says, a person is going to die and says, masala, foron and this thing and tejpata and all that. Why? Because all the life she has done that only. So suddenly what she will say? She will say halud and give turmeric, etc. That is what she is crying. So no, you have to do it all your life. You have to do it all your life, and then only you will have that thinking. That is why sada tad bhava bhavita. You have to always think about the ultimate reality. Only
this says that at the time of death, whatever you think accordingly is the next one. But ultimately the next one is controlled by your prarabdha or whatever.
That is a good question you asked. You see, prarabdha, so much is there. So you were some emperor. You were an emperor in some birth. Then you were some minister. Because why? If you have to think, let us think high things. No, I have told earlier also. Somebody says, let us suppose you got a lottery of 100 rupees. Why $100 million? Suppose when you were an emperor. See, an emperor you were. In another birth you were something. So what you actually think while you die this is all very programmed. Probably some IIT engineer only program, I don't know. We have to check it. So it will then choose which karma will take effect in the next birth. So if you think good at the time of dying, all your good karmas will be sorted, and whatever karma is flagged with the label good will be sorted, and that will take effect. Now you may say, what is the big deal? Anyway, I will have to in some birth face bad karma. No, it is not like that. Why? Suppose in the next birth, now you are thinking only of Kathopanishad and always you are thinking of this, Atman. So next birth you should not have, but even if you have next birth, so while dying you will be thinking, I am Atman. So next birth when you will get, what will happen? Only good karmas will go. And that birth you will get Brahma Jnana. So no other karma you will have. Are you getting the point? Sanchita karma, accumulated karma, will not have to be experienced by a person who has got knowledge. Only that karma which has already taken effect. So according to the Shastra, what karmas will take effect? Shankaracharya explains it. What karma will take effect? Only those karmas which which have been selected based on the mood you were in the time of your death. So Jadabharata did so many things. But Jadabharata, before becoming Jadabharata, he thought about that particular deer. No? So he became deer.
He was not a self-realized, but he was only convinced, intellectually convinced, something like that.
Yes. So he became deer, and then when he was a deer, he understood that I did a big mistake. Then when he got birth, he stopped talking. He did not talk at all. Jadabharata. We all know he was carrying the palanquin and all that. So how did this happen? Because he would have done a lot of austerities. But at the time of death, he was thinking of the deer, so he became the deer. So only that particular karma was sorted out, and then the computer program, next birth, computer rebirth program, rebirth.exe. So rebirth.exe did this. Anyway, now we will have to. So that is why the thing says that, for example, this is there, Birbal's story is there, Gopal Bhand's story is there, that a person has come and nobody knows what is his mother tongue. And that fellow knows so many languages, he will not, nobody gets a clue. So when he is sleeping, this fellow gives him nice thrashing. So then he speaks and people understand that he is from Orissa or something like that. In that story, at least it is Orissa. It differs. In Tamil Nadu, it is Telugu and like that. But a person, suppose nowadays it is a very sorry plight. Bengali children do not know Bengali. So if you want to find out the mother tongue, if you beat a person, the person may shout, "What the hell?" like that. So then you cannot say that the mother tongue is English.
And the audio story is like that when you are sleeping, somebody threw a dead snake on him. Starting Telugu or something.
Telugu, see. So generally story is made against people they don't like. Generally you don't like the neighbors. So, so that is what. Now there is another one question. Suppose what happens, you see, what is the use of having listened to this so much of torture, lecture you give, death with a difference and all that. We listen and nothing happened, again we will have to go for another birth. So what is the difference? So no difference is there. See, there is no money back guarantee is there. Fully money back guarantee. There is no. What does they say? Gita, Arjuna asks this question. Aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim Krishna gacchati. This is a question. 6th chapter, 38 shloka. You see, yoga samsiddhim aprapya. When a person does not get the siddhi, samyak rup, sam means samyak rupena, proper siddhi or perfection in yoga, means a person does not get the realization of self or realization of Brahman. Kam gatim gacchati. What happens to him? What fate he gets? So he says in the next shloka afterwards, he says that he says, but before that he says, nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. So you see, Krishna is Arjuna's friend, Sakha. That is why when he sees the Vishwarupa Darshana, 11th chapter, he says, Sakheti matva, I thought you were my friend, Prasabam yaduktam. And Prasabam, I called you names, means Galagal, Salatala and all. When you are friendly, you tell so many. And Punjab, it all starts with only Galagali. Punjabi somehow, I saw a person who was calling his son by a scolding which is on the mother. His own son, no? So I said, what? I said, sir, what are you doing? Then he did not even realize it. Then he said, what? He said, आप ये क्या बोल रहे हो? Then he smiled. अरे हम पंजाब में ऐसे बोलते हैं. So it is like that, quite common. They are all very, very happy people, no? So they love people like anything, and if they become your enemies also. So every race has got its own characteristic. So very good people. So this is what. So like that, Prasabam yaduktam. I thought, Sakheti matva. I thought you were my friend, and Prasabam, I called you names. Now Baba, you are with so many heads and so many mouths, so don't gobble me up. Please leave me. Like that. And you come to your own form, etc. So, Holy Mother was asked once by a sannyasi, Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, that I should always see your face in all the women I see. So she said, leave it, forget it. He got initiation from her. He said, no, forget it. Then he kept on pressing. Mother said, leave it. Then he again insisted. Then said, okay, it will happen. What happened? First day he was so happy. No, every woman he is seeing, he is only seeing Sarada Devi there. Not that woman. Second day also, very nice, highly in bliss. Third day, it actually got on to his nerves, as they say. Then he could not manage. Then he went on and going and, even seeing obscene pictures everywhere, Mother is there. Then he could not digest it. He said, no, Mother, you take it back. So you see, we think that we are all prepared for the highest realization. Many of us are not. So even Arjuna, you see, Krishna himself was the charioteer and he could not. And in Mahabharata afterwards, there is a description. Arjuna asks Krishna, hey, you told so many things when war was there. I was busy with war and winning and all that. I forgot all those things. So Krishna said, how can I also remember? Now in that flow it came. Now it's called the Anu Gita. So in 5 chapters or something it is there. Shorter version of the Gita. Now the idea is, Prasavam yaduktam. I called you names, etc. So this Sakha, he was the friend of Krishna. But in this shloka, he says, Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Tata is usually used for child. Vatsa, tata. So why does he call him child? Because Krishna is very fondly calling Arjuna tata. Because don't worry, don't worry. As we say in Bachchu, we say in Hindi, Bachchu ghabrao mat, like something. There was a serial in Doordarshan, Nukkad. I don't know how many of you see. There was a kind of a street don type of person. He said, Samjhe Tingu. Once Tingu used to be there. Samjhe Tingu. So like that, Bachchu, Samjhe. So this is a kind of fond expression to tell him that don't worry, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Full money back guarantee is there. So, Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tatha gacchati. Swalpamapya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So even a small part of practice will not go waste. And swalpamapya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. From great fear it can trayate. It can rescue you. It can free you. Swalpamapya dharma. So, nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tatha gacchati. We are reminded of the story of Sri Ramakrishna, where a person was sitting in a tree and then he saw that a person was doing Shava sadhana. No, I don't know how these people did the sadhana and all that, because human corpse smells a lot. I know, I have some hospital experience. It smells very horribly. Even after few, not hours, half an hour or something, you need a lot of perfume, no? Particularly people who die after prolonged illness. So anyway, this person sits on this corpse and do tantra sadhana and all that for a long time. And then suddenly this tiger comes and small snack, and that snack it takes and tea and goes away. So this person is from sadhana to bones, another one. Anyway, so the person was sitting and he thought, okay, now everything is there, asana is there, everything is there. So let me also go and do some Shava sadhana. He goes and sits, immediately mother comes. So he said, it is very unfair. That fellow did so much and you did not come. And I just sat and you came. Then she says, no, you have been doing sadhana since so many births. And so that does not go waste. You see, that credit program is there. The credit is not lost. This credit, continuing education program. So it is there. It will not go away. You can use it. So what does this thing say further? That Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. You will be born in a house which will be very clear and which will also Srimatam, which will have lot of money. If you don't have money, what sadhana you will do? Swami Vivekananda says, people who are very rich, they cannot be told about religion, or they will not bother about religion. And people who are very poor also, they will not bother, because for them, again the RKM factor is becoming very important. So, he says, Partha naiveha na amutra vinashaha tasya vidyate. Na eva iha na amutra. Whatever you do, that will not go waste neither in this world or in the afterworld. So if you do some Shine Punya Martya Lokam Vishanti, so if you do some Punya Karma, you will have to go to air conditioned. You will suddenly nowadays this have no automatic upgradation. If they see that there is some vacant seats in the AC first class and you have ticked mark, many people don't know. In Indian Rail, honestly, many people don't know. They don't charge you anything. In Indian Railways, there is a system when you reserve ticket. So for automatic upgradation, you just tick it, only one tick mark. And then they will tell you that seat is available and you can just go in AC first class. So you may not get water there, that's a different story. So AC first class, so like that, if you do something here, nothing is going to go lost. Nothing is going to go waste. Then prapya punya kritam lokan ushitva shashwati sama. So after you give up this, then you come back again and Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashta Abhijayate. Yoga Brashta means a person who was on the path of spirituality but could not attain the ultimate. He will Abhijayate. Again he will take birth in Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. So the parents will be What? Like our Bodhisattva. So his parents are all devotees, mother is so nice person, so no problem, he became a monk, that's all. Now his final birth, no problem, no coming again. So, like that. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashta Abhijayate. So, Athava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. Or he will go to that's what? To a Kule, to a family of Yoginam Eva Kule. Dhimatam. Those who have higher intelligence, spiritual intelligence, a family of devotees. They are born, we see many people, they are born into a family of devotees. Everybody is so nice. Nowadays a person who is an honest person is a rare, people who are completely honest are rare to find. So, particularly in India, very rare to find. So, etadi durlabhataram loke janma yadidrisham. Etadhi durlabhataram. Even there in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, this is very rare, durlabhataram. Loke janma yad idrisham. This kind of birth is very rare in this world. So when a person becomes monk, I always say, who has sacrificed more? Not the person who becomes a monk, but his parents, particularly mother. Mother is sacrificing the most when a person becomes sannyasi. So it is her sacrifice, mother's sacrifice, which is more important. And durlabhataram, this kind of birth is so rare. Why does this person get rare? Because he has done so much karma. Tatratam buddhi sanyogam labhate paurvadehikam. What happened? Bharata, he became deer, but he did not forget. He remembered his old life. And then he remembered, I got attached towards the end of my life with a deer. That is why now I have become deer. But this deer was born where? Not in a jungle, but in an ashrama. It was born in an ashrama. So, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe, it got a proper surrounding. And then, Labhate Paurva Dehikam. It got this idea, Buddhi Samha, and it got a particular conducive body and memory. Yatate cha tato bhuyah samsiddhau kuru nandanaha. So, you see, if you do this, practice this spiritual austerity, this is complete money back guarantee, nothing is going to go waste. So, that is why it is told that all through your life, practice. Always you think about me. Mam anusmara, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. In the 8th chapter, in the 7th shloka, before it is told, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram, tam tameveti kaunte sada tad bhava bhavita, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. Always do this repetition of, you are going in a bus, repeat. You can do it in the Vedantic way, or you do it in the dualistic way. Repeat the name of God, or reassert that you are Brahman, etc. And then you constantly do it, and then what happens? You remember your true nature when you give up the body. I have maybe told this incident earlier, but I will repeat. There was one Swami in our order. His name was Swami Nishwanandaji. His other name was, people used to call him Baba Maharaj. So what happened? He was working, or he was given duties in the Ramakrishna Mission Sevashrama Kankal, that is Haridwar. We have a hospital there. So he was there, and once he was, that's all hill, mountainous route. So he was once going in a jeep with some other Swamis, and then there was a small accident and he fell down from the jeep. So then what happened? Then when he was hospitalized, nothing much happened, but then he said, I will not work anymore. Why? Because then he said that when I fell from the jeep, I did not remember or remind myself of the name of God. So I just thought that, I have fell down. So I did not, at the time of danger or peril, I did not think of God. So that means there is some problem in me. Then what he did, he gave up all the work, and he just went on doing studies, and he later on passed away. So that should be our contemplation. Are we thinking of God? Are we thinking of God? Practice of presence of God. This is a book written by Brother Lawrence. Actually, he did not write the book. It is the outcome of his maxims or teachings to different people, and letters he wrote to different people who sought guidance from him, What was he? Who was he? In Catholic Christianity, there are two types of monks. One is priests, another is lay monks, means who are doing different kinds of works, gardening, etc. Why they are lay? Because they don't have that kind of expertise. To become a priest, you should learn so many things, Latin, gospel. So these people don't read, but still they are monks. They stay in the monastery, do all kinds of works. Brother Lawrence was a lay monk. That's why he was he did not become father. No, he was just a brother. Brother Lawrence. But what did he do? He used to cook for the ashrama. Not ashrama, for the monastery. He used to, in one sense, ashrama. Ashrama is the Sanskrit word. So, cook for the monastery. He used to make the monastery clean, keep it clean, etc. So when he was cooking, boiling potatoes, he used to think that these potatoes will be eaten by the brothers and they will pray, they will take the name of Lord. So this is for the sake of Lord. So doing this, what Swami Vivekananda calls karma yoga, selfless work, he did, and he became highly spiritual. There was a lot of spiritual evolution in him. So other people could see that, and he became a saint. Practice of presence of God. This name is given to the book. Why? Because in that particular monastery, even now that tradition is there, everyone works, everyone does so many things, but then periodically, say hourly or half an hour afterwards, there will be a bell which will be rung, and everyone will stop doing whatever they are doing, and a person will shout, practice the presence of God. A brother or a monk will shout, the presence of God. Means everyone should remember that God is present among us. So that is the way in that monastery they try to incorporate or integrate work and worship. You see, so every time when we do this, you can do japa, you can think whatever you are doing, you are working, you are sleeping, you are listening to a lecture, you are teaching, our mind has got tremendous potentialities. So instead of thinking what you are going to eat in a Pizza Hut, you think this, think something better, something profound. And if you do that, automatically you will see that you are suddenly above the mundane problems of this world. Suddenly you become, you get above this. You become, suddenly you lift yourself away. So if you have to understand a problem, you have to come out of the problem. So suppose two people are quarreling. You stand as an observer, as a bystander, and you understand that it is all meaningless. But it is so interesting that the next day you may also be a part of such quarrel. Then you will not be able to understand that it is so futile, because you are part of it. You have got entangled. So it's always better to come out of the problem, to outgrow the problem, to go ahead of the problem or go beyond the problem. So always we are in the problem of body and mind. If we can just lift our minds or lift ourselves above that, we will have no problem. Any questions? So no problem. Yes.
Is there any good book on theory of karma?
Any good book?
Theory of karma.
What do you want to know actually?
That also I don't know.
So first you please find the problem, then we will troubleshoot it.
If someone realizes, it is said that 7 generations after and 7 generations below, they also get liberated.
As I have already told you, there are many statements which are given in the Vedas also, Upanishads, etc., which are actually little advertisement marketing. Because how can you understand this? How will you go to all those generations and ask them? So it is to encourage you. And you can read Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha has a graphic description of towards the end of different types of karma. Agami karma, Sanchita karma, Prarabdha karma. The example of that quiver of arrows was from Tattva Bodha, written by Shankaracharya. Any other question? No questions? Thank you. Yes.
You said that person has a fear of death. And then you give a theory of your rebirth. The person will have another fear of becoming maybe a tree.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is more confusing.
You see, for a person Yeah, it's more confusing from your perspective, definitely. So what you can hold on to is, you can hold on to truth. You hold on to truth. Just practice truthfulness. Just practice truthfulness, nothing else. I will give you an example. Bertrand Russell, he practiced only truthfulness. He did not do anything. He was an agnostic. That means he did not believe in God. He was not also against God. But he said that I don't know God. And we have this famous example which he gave, which is called Russell's teapot. What is that? He says, suppose you come to me and tell that God exists, it is your duty to prove that God exists. So if I say that there is a teapot and it is orbiting around the sun, and the teapot cannot be spotted by a telescope because it is so small, that cannot be accepted. So if you are saying that there is a teapot, show me on the telescope that there is a teapot. That's called famously Russell's teapot. So if you don't believe in, that's what Buddha said. Don't believe in something because somebody says to you. Don't believe in something because old people tell you. Don't believe in something because somebody forces you to believe it, or in some books it is told. Believe it only when you actually say it. So then what do you mean? What is seeing? Shankaracharya says in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita that Satya, what is Satya? Truth. Truth is that which I have seen and which I know to be true and which I have been told to be true. Means it is verifiable. Truth in scientific terminology. What is science? Science is something dealing with something which is observable, repeatable, verifiable. That's what science is all about. So you see, Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda went to him and asked, have you seen God? He said, yes, I have seen God. That's an hypothesis. I have seen God. Hypothesis. Second is, I can show you also. So this is an assertion. It's repeatable. It's repeatable. You can also see. And there is a methodology. He says, how many people want to see God? People shed torrents of tears for their kith and kin and wealth and money, etc. But how many people shed tears for God? If somebody cries for God, that's a methodology. You may not believe in this. What I'm telling is, you may not believe in this. Perfectly all right. But you have to follow the truthfulness. What is truthfulness? Whatever you believe to be true, follow it. So long as it does not injure others, you follow it. And then you will see that the end of this road is what? Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. The end of the road is always the ultimate reality. You may come to that through science, you may come to that through philosophy, or you may come to that by doing simply nothing. In a higher sense, what Ramana Maharshi used to say, do nothing. Summa iru in Tamil used to say, be just like that. Be as you are. Osborne wrote a book on his, Arthur Osborne wrote a book on his life and teachings. Be as you are. So that's what. So you just follow truthfulness. Be truthful. That's all. And then you will see that, because you see, in Mundaka Upanishad we have this question, Kasminnu bhagavo jnatum sarvamidam vijnatum bhavati. What is that knowing which all of this is known? Albert Einstein asked the same question. Give me one force which will explain all the four forces in the nature. Einstein never went to Upanishads or philosophy. So how? Through science. So if you are, there is a wonderful lecture you should listen. It is released by Ramakrishna Math Chennai. Approach to truth according to science and Vedanta. Originally it was a cassette. One side was by Chandrasekhar, the great physicist. He talked about how truth is approached through science. And the other side, Swami Ranganathananda, he talks about how truth is approached from the Vedanta perspective. So what is more important is truth. Russell, in one of his interviews to a TV, he says, I don't believe in God, but I believe in truth. If something is true, you have to accept it. You have to accept it. And if something is not, you will not accept it. You cannot just say that you have to believe because the church says so, or Upanishad says so, or Vedas says so. No. You will accept something because it is true. You will not accept something because it is untrue. Clear? Does it solve your problem? Thank you. Any more questions? No. Yes.
Is consciousness same as life force, self, Brahman and energy.
Life force is different, energy is different, they are all material. And Brahman is consciousness, yes. And again, the whole question of consciousness has to be thought again, because now you have humanoids which are exactly like you. So what is consciousness? Consciousness is something which is not material. That is consciousness.